Welcome to another quarterly portfolio update. If you are stopping by for the first time, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. In this video, I will share with you how much I invested in my taxable account during the fourth quarter of 2023, the number of shares that I bought, and the value of my portfolio at the end of the quarter, which was December the 31st. I will also show you how much dividend I received for the quarter and the total amount of dividend that I received for the entire year of 2023. But as always, before I continue, a quick disclaimer. The information that I'm sharing is not financial advice. Before you invest in anything, please do your own research and make sure that you only invest in things that you understand. With that being said, I will dive right into my quarterly portfolio update. I will start with a quick recap of my Q3 portfolio to show you the value of the portfolio and the number of shares that I had before the beginning of Q4. The total value of my portfolio at the end of Q3 was $49,707.68. $49,635 was the market value of my investments, and $72.68 was a cash amount. At the end of Q3, my portfolio was up $2,611.73. This was plus 5.55%. These are my holdings: 2 Vanguard ETFs and the 2 BlackRock ETFs. VCN is a Vanguard ETF that tracks the Canadian market. I had 82 shares of VCN at the end of Q3. VAV is a Vanguard S&P 500 Index ETF, the Canadian version of VOO. I had 250 shares of VFV at the end of Q3. XEQT is a BlackRock ETF. This is an all-in-one equity ETF which holds Canadian equities, US equities, developed market equities outside of North America, and emerging market equities. I had 420 shares of XEQT at the end of Q3. XOU is also a BlackRock ETF. This ETF tracks the US total stock market, and I had 226 shares of XOU at the end of Q3. I will now show you how much I invested during the fourth quarter of 2023 and the number of shares that I bought. I bought 6 shares of VCN. The cost per share was $40.87. The total cost, $245.22. This was 14% of the amount that I invested in Q4. I bought 6 shares of VFV. The cost per share was $108.92. The total cost, $653.51. This was 38% of the amount that I invested in Q4. I bought 14 shares of XEQT. The cost per share was $26.77. The total cost, $374.84. This was 22% of the amount that I invested in Q4. I bought 10 shares of XUU. The cost per share was $44.60. The total cost, $446.01. And this was 26% of the amount that I invested in Q4. In total, I bought 36 shares, all the ETFs combined. And the total amount that I invested in Q4 was $1,719.58. This is $177.58 less than the amount that I invested in Q3. You can see here, in Q3, I invested $1,897.16, and in Q4, $1,719.58. The difference is minus $177.58. The total equity of my portfolio at the end of Q4 was $55,563.99. $55,552.40 was the market value of my investments, and $11.59 was a cash amount. At the end of Q4, my portfolio was up $6,809.55. This was plus 13.97%. The stock market did really well in Q4, especially in November, which saw the highest monthly return in 2023. For example, the S&P 500 returned almost 9% in November, 8.92% to be precise. At the end of Q4, which was December the 31st, I had 88 shares of VCN. This was 6.74% of the market value of my portfolio. 256 shares of VFV. This was 51.66% of the market value of my portfolio. 434 shares of XEQT. This was 21.60% of the market value of my portfolio. And 236 shares of XUU. This was 19.98% of the market value of my portfolio. All right, I will now show you how much dividend I received for the quarter. In order for you to receive an upcoming dividend payment, you have to be the shareholder on the record date. I had 88 shares of VCN on the record date. The dividend amount per share was 32 cents. The dividend amount that I received for VCN was $28.37. This was 11% of the dividend amount that I received in Q4. I had 256 shares of VFV on the record date. The dividend amount per share was 37 cents. The dividend amount that I received for VFV was $95.95. This was 38% of the dividend amount that I received in Q4. I had 434 shares of XEQT on the record date. The dividend amount per share was 20 cents. The dividend amount that I received for XEQT was $86.97. This was 35% of the dividend amount that I received in Q4. I had 236 shares of XUU on the record date. The dividend amount per share was 17 cents. The dividend amount that I received for XUU was $40.42. And this was 16% of the dividend amount that I received in Q4. The total amount of dividend that I received in Q4 was $251.71. This is $75.76 more than the amount that I received in Q3. You can see here in Q3, I received $175.95, and in Q4, $251.71. The difference is $75.76. In Q4, XEQT paid more than double the dividend amount per share it paid in Q3. In Q3, the dividend amount per share was 9 cents, and in Q4, it was 20 cents. In my Q3 portfolio update video, I mentioned that XEQT tends to pay higher dividend in Q2 and Q4. If you take a look at this dividend distributions chart, for 2023, we can see in March, which was Q1, the dividend amount per share was 9 cents. In June, which was Q2, it went up to 20 cents. In September, which was Q3, it went down to 9 cents. And in December, which was Q4, it went back up to 20 cents. Based on this data, I expect XEQT to pay in Q1 2024 at least half the dividend amount per share it paid in Q4 2023. The total amount of dividend that I received for the entire year was $794.16. This is the breakdown per quarter. In Q1, I received $161.51. In Q2, $204.99. In Q3, $175.95. And in Q4, $251.71. The total is $794.16. This is $316.36 more than the amount that I received in 2022. You can see here in 2022, I received $477.80. And in 2023, $794.16. The difference is $316.36. Although these ETFs are growth-oriented and not dividend-oriented, I aim to receive at least 1,000 in dividend for 2024. All right, feel free to leave a comment below. Please like, dividend, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time with another update. Peace out.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire.